If you are thinking about leaving the hustle and bustle of a big city life, you are not alone. In today's video, I'll be breaking down 7 reasons why people are moving to St. George, Utah. Whether you're dreaming of a wide open space, better cost of living, or just want to change the scenery, this video will include everything you need to know. Make sure you stay to the end and I'll add a bonus tip on how you can save thousands on buying your new home in St. George, Utah this year. So many people are leaving big cities like LA, Seattle, San Francisco, and moving to smaller places like St. George, Utah for a multitude of different reasons. Whether you're looking for affordability, a better lifestyle, or an investment property, I will break down and give you the full picture of what St. George, Utah has to offer and why people are choosing to live here. So let's start with one of the biggest motivators when it comes to moving, and that is the cost of living. In major cities, you might be paying $3,000, $4,000 in rent for a 2-bedroom apartment and not even owning anything of your own. Now in St. George, that same amount could cover your mortgage, groceries, utilities, or any other bills that you have. Groceries, utilities, and property taxes are more affordable in this area. Utah is about 0.48 below the national average of property taxes, so you'll definitely be saving on that end as well. So if you're looking to stretch a little dollar, St. George is definitely where you want to look into. Now, outdoor lifestyle. If you love the outdoors, this would definitely be a paradise for you. The views out here in St. George are so surreal. They quite literally look like one of those wallpapers that Apple be put in by default. They are insanely surreal. But if you love the outdoors, we have so many national parks. There's Zion, there's Snow Canyon, there's Sand Hollow, so many different places, endless trails and hikes to go through. So if you are an avid hiker or anything like that, this is definitely the place for you. Me personally, I'm more so relaxed on the beach or a lake type of person, but they still have things like that for people like me, hence why I go to Sand Hollow pretty often. And the best part about all of that is there's no planning an outdoor getaway. Like, it really is all in your neighborhood, maybe a 15-minute drive depending on where you live. So it's not like you have to drive hours and hours and hours to get those breathtaking views. They quite literally are right behind you. So this is a huge attraction for people who have been cooped up in the smaller cities where you don't really have any space. To have all that outdoor space and all the endless recreational activities, this is definitely something that draws people here. Now let's talk about quality of life. Imagine getting from point A to point B across town in just 15 minutes. A lot of places nowadays are growing at such a rapid rate that that's not a thing anymore. Like places like Houston and LA and all these other areas, traffic you be sitting in for like 2 hours. Whereas if here, even though it's growing at a rapid rate, the traffic and things like that, the congestion still has not increased too much. The overall pace of life is way more relaxed. You can enjoy the little things of life and still have the hustle bustle grind mindset and get very far. St. George is a very business oriented area. So if you're an entrepreneur, this is definitely a great place for you. So if you're raising a family, you're looking at retiring, or you're just tired of the go, go, go mentality everywhere, this is definitely somewhere that you could settle down and just be able to build that family, or take a rest from working 60 plus years, or just get away from all the noise. Now let's talk about safety. From somebody who lived in Norfolk, Virginia and Nashville, Tennessee, crime is quite literally like non-existent here. Now, is that a thing? No, there's obviously crime everywhere, but when I tell you it is little to none here, quite literally little to none. St. George consistently ranks as one of the safest areas in Utah. So if you're looking for somewhere safe, you have young children, St. George is immediately where you want to go. Crime rates are insanely low and there's a strong sense of community here. So if you like that small town feel, you want to know the neighbors are watching out for you and your family, you definitely want to come somewhere like this. And when it comes to family and kids, peace of mind is just priceless. And so you get that small town feel with the big town scenery. Now, post 2020, the world pretty much went into a remote style of living. St. George is a very remote friendly area when it comes to needing high speed internet, when it comes to having quiet spaces to work. This is an ideal area. Another thing to take into consideration is just the clean environment. Air quality does indeed matter. So if you've been living in the big city for years and it's just a whole bunch of smog and pollution, this would quite literally be a breath of fresh air for you. St. George is by far one of the best places for people who have like asthma or allergies. Me personally, I grew up with the worst allergies living in a place like Hampton Roads, Virginia, where we were surrounded by trees, pollen attacks, the whole nine. And here I have not had to take a single Zyrtec pill in my how many years of being here. Like, if you have allergies, This alone is a reason to move to St. George. Now, when it comes to just growth and investment, St. George is growing, but in a very smart manner. So the ways that they're developing and scheduling their construction, you're not getting backed up. New schools, new neighborhoods, new places to shop are consistently popping up, but they're popping up at the rate that people are moving here. So businesses are doing amazing because they have the consumers to support them. But at the same time, it's not like you're getting crazy traffic on the highways or there's some type of housing shortage either. When it comes to the highways, honestly, I feel like they've done a really good job of expanding. Like when I first got here years ago, it was barely 2-lane highways, and now I think they're up to like 4. So they're definitely expanding in different areas, and it's not where it's like all crunched in. There's so much land that is undeveloped here to build on, and so that's what they're doing. They're building out instead of just trying to place little things inside. Now here's your bonus tip. If you are looking to move here, you need to move here end of summer, early fall. That is like the best time to move here because there's low competition, and so you have way more flexibility when it comes to sellers. So if you're gonna have a contingency where you need to sell your home elsewhere before buying this one, because demand drops a bit during that times, sellers don't really have as much options, therefore giving buyers better negotiation deals. And if you're thinking you don't know where to start, that is what realtors are here for. That is what I am here for. So you can definitely look in the bio and click the link and get my free location guide, get my free home buyer guide. But everything you'll need to know about buying a home is right there, and you can always reach out at any time. As somebody who has relocated here myself, I absolutely love helping other people relocate to such a beautiful area and making sure they have a great lifestyle once they get here. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell for weekly videos on what it's like to live in St. George, Utah. Drop a comment and tell me why you're leaving your big city for St. George, Utah. I'm Abby, your go-to St. George realtor, and I'll see you in the next video.